What up, y'all? Happy Monday. Welcome to the Chiquis and Chill podcast. I hope that this holiday season has treated you well and that you're joyful and happy. And talking about the holidays, this year's holiday season has looked a lot different for me. As most of you know, I'm about a year and a half into my marriage, which means it's time for me and Emilio to start making our own family traditions. In the past, my holidays have been really centered around my siblings, but I think we've all reached a point where we're starting to move away from that. And that's been very difficult to accept, but I'm ready. Okay, where do I start? Yes, Emilio and I have been married a year and a half, and I have grown quite a bit in this relationship. I have shared that with you guys, how I've grown and why, and where I come from in my past relationships, and all of the things that I had to face, accept, and also learn and unlearn. So there's been a lot of growing in this relationship, which I'm very grateful for. And one of those things have been understanding what marriage really is, understanding that we are a team, that it's him and that is my family. And that's a family I chose. It's him, Pancho, and Ryu, our dogs. That's it. For me, in the past, which I can accept, one of the things I had to accept was that I would always put my siblings first. They were my everything. That was my family. And there's nothing wrong with that. It served its purpose. I was able to help guide them through life because we don't have parents. I mean, we have parents, but our parents aren't in our lives physically. Especially with Johnny and Jenica, they were very young when my mom passed and their dad passed. So I really felt like I needed to be there for them. So I don't regret anything at all that I went through and everything that, in a way, some people can say I gave up or I missed out on, because it made me happy, completely happy to be there for them, for all my siblings, to know that they can lean on me and I can lean on them. And as I was saving them, they were saving me. And it was just what we were doing to survive and to get through life and to try to understand what life was after, especially our mom leaving the way that she left. So I would always put them first. And I thought I was doing the right thing. I thought that putting my siblings first and making sure that they were okay, and even if it affected my relationship, it didn't matter, because that was my purpose in life, was to take care of them. And I was honoring my mother in that way. For a long time, I felt that way. It wasn't until I met Emilio and until I started really digging deep into my healing, and not only that, but starting my life coaching in a different way, and also seeing that they grew up and they matured and they had a mind of their own, and as they should. But it took me a long time to really understand that. Anyway, the reason I'm telling you all of this is because it has a lot to do with where I'm going, okay? So just be patient with me. But it was very difficult, guys, to accept that. And I think it was because I had been hurt so much in my past relationships that my fear of abandonment, or feeling that these relationships weren't going to last, that I would hold on to my siblings. And what I'm learning is I'm not really supposed to hold on to my siblings or really to my husband. I'm really supposed to just stand firm within myself and know who I am, and know that all I really need at the end of the day is God. I have reached a point in my life after learning what a healthy relationship looks like, not only with my siblings, but also with my partner. I'm still trying to figure that out. There are still things that I feel like I've figured it out with my siblings, but not necessarily with my husband yet. But I can say that I'm finally seeing and recognizing and accepting the fact that I do have a good partner. Things aren't perfect. No relationship is perfect, but it's a lot better than where I was in past relationships. And that's because I also put in the work as far as like things that I needed to learn and things that I needed to change about myself. And one of those things was giving my husband his place. And I want this relationship to work. And I know that he wants more time with me. And he has said before that he does feel like he has to share me with the world and that there are times when he just wants me to himself. And now I see what he means. He doesn't mind sharing me with the world. That's who he met. And that's something I was very clear about, that this is who I am. This is what I love to do. This is how you met me. I can adjust, but that I'm not going to change that for you necessarily. I'm willing to adjust because I love you. And if that means me being more present and making time and carving out time from my schedule for us to go away. And that's what this whole thing is about. This whole episode is to get to this point, guys. For the first time ever, I am leaving my siblings for Christmas. And even saying that out loud right now makes me want to cry because they have been my world and I love them so much. But the dynamic has changed, and that's okay. And that's one thing I had to heal and detach and cut the umbilical cord, because not only is it not healthy for me, it's not healthy for them. They're growing, they're grown, they're starting their own lives, spreading their wings, flying, making decisions, making mistakes. And that's all part of life. I have been there. I always wanted to save them and keep them from hurting and from falling. And I've learned that I can't do that. I have to allow them to flourish in every sense and in every meaning of the word, because flourishing is not all peaches and cream, and that's okay. And I have to allow that to do what it has to do and let life, let life in their life, if that makes any sense. And yeah, I just got this epiphany while I was meditating, and I felt it in the deepest part of my soul. I can't even explain how, but I almost like heard it. But it was like, you are to leave for Christmas with your husband, just you and him. And I'm like, oh my God. And it took me a while. It took me like a week after I heard that and I had that like feeling to actually take action. I booked it. So we're going to the snow. We're going to the mountains, just him and I. And anyway, I booked it without really telling him. I just walked into the restroom. I remember we were in the restroom and we were doing, I think, our night routine. And I told him, babe, guess what? I just booked a trip and we are leaving to the mountains. I want to go to the snow for Christmas. Because he knew I was kind of like on the fence on like what I wanted to do. So he was like, oh my gosh, that's cool. He's like, okay, cool. Like, is it going to be us and your siblings? And I said, no, actually, it's just going to be you and I. And the look on his face, guys, when I told him was the cutest thing ever. He was so like a kid, just like, oh my God, are you serious? He hugged me. He's like, are you serious? Are you sure this is what you want to do? Because he knows how important my siblings are to me. And he has been there through this season of, it was painful, this detaching or this learning to have a healthier relationship with my siblings. Anyway, so the look on his face, it was priceless. And I knew right then and there that I had made the right decision. But I'm not going to lie, it's been difficult. Part of me feels guilty. But again, that's just something that I have to work through. because I knew that this is exactly what I needed to do because, again, I really felt it was a download from God telling me what I needed to do. So I followed through. But now that it's been almost 3 months since I booked it, things have changed with my siblings and I. When I booked it, things weren't as good as they are now, but I didn't backtrack. I didn't say, okay, things are better now. We're just going to like have Christmas at home the way I always do because I'm the one that brings us together. I'm that person. I'm the eldest. It's always been that. I go all out for every holiday for all of us. And I wasn't going to have Thanksgiving this year because of the situation and how things were. And some siblings weren't talking and things were just very rocky. And there was a lot of tension, as I've shared with you guys. So I really didn't think we were going to have Thanksgiving. But after having a family meeting, because I booked this in October, right? We have a family meeting literally, I think like 3 weeks after I had booked it. And the meeting went rather well. We all kind of spoke our truth, and I was able to let some things off my chest and let them know how I was feeling. And things just chilled out. And then the question came up, so are we going to have Thanksgiving? And for me, it was already a no. I was just going to go to Emilio's family's house. But then they're like, well, since you're leaving for Christmas, because when I told them at that meeting, I told them, by the way, I'm leaving for Christmas. And you should have seen the look on their faces. They were like, what? I know. I was like, I know. I straight up said it like this. I need to do this. My husband deserves this. I want to give him quality time. And I'm really working on our relationship and working on building my own family. So then that's when they asked me, oh, why am I so emotional? And that's when they asked me, okay, well, since you're leaving for Christmas, are we doing Thanksgiving? And I was like, well, I didn't want to, but okay, since I'm leaving, then yes, we'll have Thanksgiving. And of course, in Janae fashion, so Janae, I went all out. I got a tent. I decorated the house. I made my pozole verde because I wasn't going to, usually I make pozole for Christmas, but Emilio's like, we're not going to be here. Can you please make it for Thanksgiving? So I did. And Jenica made all the side dishes. Emilio fried the turkey this year. It was awesome. He fried the turkey and it was so delicious. I seasoned it like Cajun style. Oh my gosh, you guys, it was the best turkey ever. My pozole was bomb. Jenica like cooked up a storm with like mashed potatoes. Actually, no, I made the mashed potatoes. She made the stuffing and mac and cheese and it was delicious. And then Emilio's family came. So it was like a huge Thanksgiving. From like not doing Thanksgiving at all to like having like a big Thanksgiving. That's so me. Like I made it happen. I was like, don't even trip. I got this. It's freaking 2.5 weeks from now. I got this. I got it all together. We had friends and family there. So it was just all of us. I decorated. It was so cute. I made these like little turkeys that had like little bobbleheads, kind of like a big face of everyone that was going to be present. So it was really cute. I think Jenica posted it on her Snapchat. I didn't really post that day, but she posted it and it was really cute and they were very grateful. And it was an amazing, beautiful, beautiful Thanksgiving. We all prayed together. I love having my house like that, guys. Filled. Like I love hosting. Like that's no secret. Anyone that knows me, even you guys, we've had a whole episode on party planning. I feel like I'm an expert. I love it. And it made me very, very happy. But I'm not going to lie, like after Thanksgiving and after like the amazing time we had, it was so fun. Things were like almost like back to normal because we're all grown and there's like this silent respect amongst all of us now that we're just respecting each other as adults. It's weird because for me, it was like, they're my kids and I'm going to tell them how things are. And it's like, no, I've stepped away from that role of being a second mother. And now I'm just a big sister. And if they come to me and they want advice, I'm here, but I'm not like stepping in or giving my unsolicited advice anymore because that was so me. I was like, wait a second, I think you're doing this wrong. And I think you should do that. Like I've stopped that. And I think they do realize it because Jenica made a comment the other day of like, I've seen and I've noticed that you've stepped back a little bit. So that to me was like, okay, like I'm not even trying to be mean or to teach anyone a lesson. Like this is real what's happening with me and in my personal life with my siblings and my husband. It's real. And I didn't even know if they had noticed, but I guess they do. And it's just different. But it's nice. It's healthy. I never thought that we had an unhealthy relationship. We were just really, really close. And I think we were so close that it was like we didn't want to make any moves in our lives unless we all agreed, or maybe they were just afraid of me disagreeing and what my opinion was going to be. So I had to like hear them out and understand that. And now I could tell you that we have a better relationship. It's different. We're not as close as we were, but we're learning and we're growing together. And now I can proudly say that I am starting my own family traditions. And this is the first year, so I don't know exactly how it's going to go, but I will tell you, I always decorated the house because I knew people were going to come and I would go all out with my big ass 16-foot tree. It was like huge. And it's an artificial tree. And even with that, even that small little thing of like, I was like, I'm not going to do that this year. I decorated very like little at the house. This year, Emilio, since I told him, I was like, I'm not going to do the big tree. Like, I don't really want to do that this year. He's like, well, what if we just go out and buy our own tree, like a real tree? I think it'd be nice. I'm like, yeah, actually, that's not a bad idea. We'll put it in the family room instead of like the formal living room, like I usually do. And we did. We went one day late, like at 7 p.m. I think it was like during the week. And I was like, let's go get our tree. And he chose it. I was like, I just know the size I want. And it was wrapped up. And I was like, well, I want to see it. You know, I'm like, I want to see if I like it. He's like, no. He's like, let's just take it. Like, this is the one I think looks nice. And whatever comes out, that's our tree. I'm like, yeah, you're right. I was like, okay. So we did it. And oh my God, guys, the tree is so cute. It's tiny, like not tiny, but it's like smaller than I've had in a long time. It's like a what, like a 9, maybe like a 7. I don't know. Anyway, it's small but cute. And that night we just brought it home and we put it in its place. And we had no decor. I hadn't bought lights or anything. I was like, let's buy the tree first. So then I just went on Amazon and purchased everything. And then it got there a few days later. And then the stuff sat there for a while until like, we're like, okay, today's the day. And we just did it just a few days ago on a Sunday. I was like, you know what? The stuff has been sitting there for a few days. Let's freaking do it. So we put on Christmas music. And he wanted cookies, so I made him some cookies. He loves sugar cookies. And we just did it. Like we were together, just him and I, putting the lights on and like every little ornament. And I was looking at the tree this morning and I'm like, oh my goodness, there's some little spots missing. But he's like, it's okay. That's the way it's meant to be. We did it together and like it doesn't have to be perfect. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. You're right. So that's what he teaches me, guys, where it's like, I want to like, I'm more very just precise and organized and he really just brings me back to like be present, just let it be, just enjoy the moment, enjoy however the damn tree, even if it's lopsided, it doesn't matter. We chose it together. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, this is what it's all about. And I love that. And so now that's what we're doing. And it was just him and I. And it was beautiful. After Thanksgiving, I did think, I'm like, damn, should we just stay for Christmas? Really did think that. And I had bought insurance. I bought insurance for the house that we're getting, the Airbnb. But I'm like, no, I know what God told me. God told me I need to do this and I need to obey. And this is good for us. This is good for him and I. And I'll never forget his face, how happy and how excited he was and how grateful he was, because he deserves it. And he's been a good husband. And I know that my life comes with a lot. That's how I know that this is my person, because not once did he ever say when Johnny lived with us how much I struggled in the middle of this year with everything going on with my siblings, not once did he complain. Did he ever say like anything negative? Not one time. He allowed me to figure this out on my own. And I have, and it hasn't been easy. This change has been uncomfortable for me in moments, but I know that this is what's healthier for my siblings and I. But he was just there every time I cried, and he would do anything to make me happy, take me flowers and chocolates and all these things that just he knows is going to make me smile. And he did it. And so I'm like, you know what? He was there for me. So I can't change it. I'm actually looking forward to leaving with him and taking a drive, going to the snow and sitting there, even if we do nothing, watch movies. I don't even know what it's going to look like. I don't know if this is going to be part of our holiday tradition, if we're going to continue to leave just him and I for Christmas, because it's so different, guys. I have not bought one gift. Not one gift have I gotten. And that's so rare for me because I love gift giving. I love to give. I feel like I've been giving in a different way this year outside of my inner circle, outside of my siblings. Usually like I put so much thought into like, what am I going to buy them? And what am I going to buy even my husband? Like my heart just wants to give to people in need. And I think that my siblings and everyone will understand because I am a giver and I give all year long. And maybe this is my year to receive. I don't know. I'm just literally just realizing that right now as I'm speaking to you guys. I don't know. I just don't think I'm going to buy any gifts this year. And that is so weird for me. And I don't know where that's coming from, but I'm just realizing a lot. And maybe I'm a giver because it feels good to give, but also someone made a comment in my family, and I won't say who it was, but they did say, you can't buy everyone's love, Janae. And it stuck with me. And I'm like, it's not what I do, and that's not why I do it. But it did something in my heart. And I was like, okay. And it just took away that desire of going all out because I do. I don't care about the price. I just want to make people happy. Like it genuinely makes me happy to make people happy. Like it really does. So right now, what my heart wants to do is give to those in need and help and donate and volunteer. And that's what's making me happy. And just know that the people that are used to me giving and being extravagant with my gifts, knowing that they're going to love me, whether I give them an expensive gift or a gift at all. And I think that's kind of, again, I'm not even doing it to teach anyone a lesson or anything. It's just really where my heart is right now. And I think that's okay. Christmas is so much more than just gift giving. And we'll see. And maybe this is something that needs to happen to realize other things. I don't know. Again, this is just something that is coming out of me as I'm speaking here on this mic. But that's where I'm at. And I even told Emilia, I was like, please don't buy me any gifts. I don't want any gifts this year. Like, thank God I don't need anything. I just want quality time. And he said he's not going to listen to me. He's still going to buy me things. So I'm like, okay. But I was honest. I'm like, I haven't gotten one gift. And I don't know. I don't know why I feel this way. Or maybe it's just because the year has been so heavy. I don't want to go to the mall and I don't want to shop. And I just don't. And I think that's okay. I think we can give love and give gifts in other ways. And I think this is also a lesson for me to just give more quality time to the people around me. And yeah, that's what I'm doing with my husband. So it starts there. That's what I want to do. And I'm excited because we have a full kitchen. So I'm going to be able to cook for him. And hopefully, God willing, it's snowing because I really want to take cool pictures in the snow. And just bake and chill and maybe go to a bar and have pizza and just chill, guys. Like really leave everything, all the worries, everything behind. I'm not going to take my agenda. I don't want to do any work out there. I just want to be present and have fun. And I think I'm going to be able to just heal part of my inner child as well out there and just tend to my inner child, because that's when him and I have the most fun. So that's what we're going to do. It was a very hard decision, but a necessary one. And I'll let you guys know how it went. I'm sure I'm going to miss my siblings, of course, because it hurts my feelings because they don't know what they're doing. I know it sounds silly. It sounds silly because it's like, oh, it's just, you're going away for Christmas. Like, thank God I'm going away with someone I love and I enjoy. But still, it's like all I've ever known is my siblings, But this is part of growing up, and this is part of growing and maturing, and, Jenica stepping up. And she says she's going to have Christmas at her house. And I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to feel that day. I'm sure I'm going to miss them and think about them, and maybe we'll FaceTime. Thank God for FaceTime. But the point is that I am really stepping up and listening and not ignoring those callings and those gut feelings, our intuition, my intuition that's speaking to me and telling me that I need to do this. And even though it's scary and it's something very unknown, I know that I need to do it. And I'm excited, but I'm also nervous. And yeah, thank God we had a good Thanksgiving. It was a beautiful Thanksgiving, and I'm grateful for that. And things are better. So they'll figure it out. They'll figure it out. Johnny's the one that concerns me the most. He doesn't know what he's going to do. But anyways, thank you guys for listening. I didn't expect to cry. I didn't know how this was going to go. Again, I didn't have a plan. I didn't really know exactly what I wanted to say, but maybe those are the episodes that are the best, when you just speak from the heart. I'm grateful for you guys because you guys listened to me and you guys let me sit here and cry with you. I don't even know if you're crying, but I'm crying. But anyway, I'm grateful for you. And I hope you guys have an amazing Christmas. And I hope that you guys start your own traditions, whatever it may be, with your family, with your siblings, with your loved one, whoever. I hope that you guys have an amazing, amazing Christmas. And I will let you know how my trip goes on the next episode of Chiquis and Chill. This is a production of iHeartRadio and the My Cultura Podcast Network. Follow us on Instagram at My Cultura Podcast and follow me, Chiquis, that's CHIQUIS. For more podcasts from iHeart, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcast.